there is a version of you that haunts you. It's the you that exists in the silent moments after you've failed. The you that watches as you break another promise to yourself. The you that knows, with a cold, sickening certainty, that you are capable of so much more. You live in a state of civil war. Your higher mind sets the strategy, but your emotions lead a rebellion on the battlefield of your daily life. Anger hijacks your logic. Fear sabotages your ambition. Insecurity poisons your relationships. You are not the king in your own skull. You are a hostage, held captive by the chaotic whims of your own nervous system. You've been taught that this is human, to be emotional, to be reactive, to be vulnerable. This is a lie, a comforting lie designed to keep you soft, predictable, and weak. Today, we end this lie. This is not another philosophical discussion. This is a training protocol, a series of mental combat drills designed to do one thing, to reforge your mind into a weapon, to give you a level of strength and clarity so profound, some might call it inhuman. But there is a price. The same fire that forges steel can consume the man who wields it. The path to becoming unbreakable can also lead to becoming unfeeling. The final choice will be yours. Before we begin, a contract must be made. This is not a passive experience. Go to the comments and answer this one question. What is the one emotion that holds you hostage most often? Is it anger, fear, insecurity? Name your enemy. Declare your war. The contract is sealed. Your training begins now. The Spartan Mind. The core principle is this: your brain isn't reacting to the world. It is reacting to the story you tell about the world. We are going to teach you how to seize control of that story, to transmute pain into purpose, to tune in with ruthless clarity. This is the foundation of inhuman strength. These are the 5 drills. Drill 1. Rehearsal for hell. You don't react to life. You rehearse for it. Most people wait for the storm to hit, and then they panic. The strategist has already lived through the storm 100 times in his mind. This tactic builds a psychological pre-response library. Your brain, in its primal depths, does not fully distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. By visualizing high-stress events while in a calm, grounded state, you build neurological familiarity. That familiarity is your armor. It reduces shock, panic, and hesitation when the real thing hits. Your task is this: choose your emotional Achilles heel. Is it public failure? Rejection from someone you admire? Betrayal by someone you trust? Choose your personal hell. Now, close your eyes. Step into the strongest version of yourself. Not the one who survives the moment, but the one who dominates it. Visualize him facing that betrayal, that failure, that rejection. What is his posture? Is his spine straight? What is his internal dialogue? Is it a scream of panic or a whisper of good? A test. What emotion does he allow? What emotion does he override? You are training your emotional immune system so that when the pain hits, you don't break, you activate. You don't prepare for the battle. You become the battle long before it arrives. Drill 2. The no emotion response. Reacting emotionally hands your power to the moment, to the person who triggered you. It is a confession of weakness. We will extinguish this habit. This drill rewires your brain, moving your reactive behavior from the emotional limbic system to the cold, calculating prefrontal cortex. You are creating an internal distance between stimulus and response, a gap, and in that gap, control lies. Your task? Pick 3 micro moments that happen to you every day. A colleague disrespects you. A driver cuts you off. A loved one disappoints you. In those moments, your old self would flinch, defend, get angry, show disappointment. The new you does nothing. No flinch, no defense, no expression. Just silent, cold awareness. You are not being weak. You are studying. You are choosing delayed domination over instant reaction. You take mental notes. You observe their tactics, their emotional state, their vulnerabilities. And you respond hours later, calm, calculated, surgical. What this builds is emotional invisibility. You become unreadable, unpredictable. People will try to provoke you, to get a reaction, to find a weakness. But they will be met with a calm, empty mirror. And there is nothing more psychologically intimidating than a man whose inner state cannot be manipulated. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. Marcus Aurelius. Drill 3. Cold repetition. The words you tell yourself are not affirmations. They are commands. You don't say them to feel good. You say them to program your core operating system to function under duress. Repetition wires belief, especially when paired with adversity. When you repeat a single powerful phrase during moments of stress, your brain links that phrase to survival. Eventually, that phrase becomes a trigger for power, not panic. Your task? Choose one command, not a long, flowery sentence. A short, brutal piece of code. No emotion controls me. Pain sharpens me. I am not reacting. I am rewriting. Choose one. And say it when you are under fire. Say it when you're tired on the last rep. Say it when you're anxious before the meeting. Say it when you're disrespected. Say it when you're rejected. At first, it will feel like a lie. Then it will feel like a choice. Over time, that phrase becomes instinct. And instinct is stronger than thought. You are burning a new neural pathway, a highway that leads directly from chaos to control. Drill 4. The 24-hour rule. Impulse is emotional sabotage disguised as intuition. The desire to fire off that rage-filled email, to quit out of fear, to give in to temptation. That is your emotional brain hijacking your executive function. We will install a firewall. Tactical delay rewires your decision-making system. It forces your brain to wait until the chemical storm of emotion has passed. Strong emotion clouds judgment. Waiting 24 hours gives your brain time to recalibrate. Your task: whenever you feel a powerful impulse to make a significant decision out of anger, fear, pride, or passion, you stop. You document the feeling. You write down exactly what you want to do, and then you do nothing for 24 hours. You let time remove the emotional fog. Then you look at your decision again from a state of total clarity. Will you still make the same choice? Sometimes, yes, but it will be a decision made from strategy, not chemistry. What this builds is command over time. Impulse control. The psychological power that others feel but cannot understand. You become the man who thinks in days while others think in seconds. Drill 5. Emotional fasting. 7 days to reclaim power. Overindulged emotions become emotional parasites. You think you are feeling them. In reality, they are feeding on you. By fasting from a specific emotion, you expose the addiction. You reclaim your emotional sovereignty. Your task: choose one emotion that owns you: guilt, insecurity, anger, the hunger for validation. Then, for 7 days, you cut it off. No expression, no indulgence, no justification, just cold, clear denial. When it rises, you observe it. You deny it. You do not act on it. You do not feed it. You do not rationalize it. Journal what it says, what it wants you to do. And you do the opposite. By day 7, a terrifying realization will dawn on you. The emotion was never a part of you. It was a squatter in your mind. It was feeding on your power. Now you own it, or it dies. You are not stupid. You are just running old software. These 5 drills are your intelligence upgrade. They will sharpen your mind into something cold, efficient, and unshakable. You are reclaiming the throne inside your mind, not giving it to your trauma, not renting it out to other people's approval. But this is where the path becomes dangerous. Inhuman strength doesn't come from feeling less. It comes from owning what you feel. But what happens when you own it so completely? You forget what it was like to be owned. This leads to the 3 great warnings of inhuman strength, the price you might pay for your power. Warning 1. When you stop feeling, you start forgetting. The first casualty of extreme resilience isn't weakness, it is memory. The stronger you become, the easier it gets to dismiss your past pain. You forget how much it hurt. You forget what it cost you to survive. You forget what it was like to be soft and still breathing, and that forgetfulness creates blind spots. In empathy, in leadership, you look at people breaking down and you think, why can't they just get up? But you have forgotten what crawling felt like. And if you forget that for too long, you will become the very thing that once destroyed you. But this time, you'll be wearing its face. Warning 2. Strength without vulnerability becomes control. When you never show weakness, people stop offering you truth. They begin to obey you, to fear you. You become a projection screen for power, not a person. And this feels good at first. No resistance, no mess. But over time, that control begins to isolate you from authentic feedback. No one challenges you. No one checks you. No one tells you what you need to hear. Only what they think you want to hear. And if that goes unchecked, you do not become wise. You become untouchable. And eventually, you become a tyrant in a silent kingdom of your own making. Warning 3. If nothing can break you, nothing can reach you. The more you harden, the more you protect yourself, not just from pain, but from connection. You stop letting people close. You stop letting them see you. You become the strong one, all the time. But strength with no cracks is a wall. And a wall doesn't just keep danger out. It keeps everything out. Intimacy feels inefficient. Vulnerability feels like a threat to your identity. Over time, you will find yourself surrounded by silence. Not because no one is talking, but because you have stopped letting anyone matter. The final war isn't external. It's internal. Once you've trained your mind to be unshakable, you reach a terrifying place. Nothing breaks you, but nothing moves you either. You have built walls so high, you can't even hear your own soul echoing inside. Real mastery isn't just surviving pressure. It's surviving your own power without letting it erase what made you human. Anyone can become strong when they hate weakness. But to stay human when you no longer need to be, that is where the greats are separated from the ghosts. So let's rebuild the map, one that keeps your spine of steel and your heart intact. This is the final phase. Your personal code. You have been trained to override your emotions. Now you must learn to translate them. Emotion is not the enemy. Unfiltered emotion is. Emotions carry information. When you kill them completely, you lose the signal. The goal now is to listen without obeying. Feel without falling. Let sadness whisper. Let anger knock. Let fear speak, but never hand them the microphone. You must choose where to be ruthless and where to be gentle. You cannot be hard everywhere and expect to stay whole. The world will ask for your edge, but your soul needs one sacred space where the blade can be set down. A partner who sees you. A journal where you bleed in ink. A moment of silence with your younger self. You must not become what you escaped from. You became strong to escape manipulation. Do not begin to manipulate. You became disciplined to avoid pain. Do not start inflicting it on others. You can win every argument and still lose your soul. And finally, you must build a personal, unbreakable inner law. A code you write when your mind is clear, so you don't betray it when your ego is loud. I do not punish others for my past. I never speak to control, only to reveal. If I lose empathy, I lose the game. This is your compass in chaos, your leash on the monster. So here it is. You've built the strength. Now, build the discipline to carry it like a weapon, not wear it like a mask. Stay sharp, stay precise, stay dangerous, but never stop being human, on purpose. Because real power isn't just being cold under fire, it's being warm by choice and still untouchable. That is the real monster. That is the real master. If you have survived this training, if you understand the path, if you are ready to wield your strength without losing your soul, then seal your contract. Go to the comments and declare your new identity. Write, I am the weapon. I am the hand. It is a declaration that you control your power, and your power does not control you. Subscribe to the Thinker's Codex. The real war has just begun.